As of the recording of this video, we're 3 days out past the election, and we're looking at the results here. It's starting to lean toward a Biden victory. There are some standouts. Pennsylvania, it looks like, and North Carolina are going to cancel one another. We can see here they are reporting 98% of the votes counted in Pennsylvania, 94% counted in North Carolina, and it doesn't look like the lead is going to change there much for whoever it is. In Georgia, they're going to get recounted. That could take, I don't know, a week or two. It depends on if there's litigation, and so that's probably going to get carried out, I predict, until December 8th. And in Arizona, they got 90% of the votes counted there. It's starting to lean toward Joe Biden, and from what I read, it's one of those things where as they're counting these mail-in ballots, it's so many for Joe, so many for Trump, and that's going to probably continue. It doesn't seem like that trend is changing any, so that Arizona's probably going to go to Joe. And Nevada, they are way behind in their count. 87% of the votes have been counted, although that's went up since I've been watching this, and it's still leaning toward Joe Biden winning there. So these are all really close. Here, look at Texas, barely won on the Republican side. Some places, no surprise, really no surprise up here, although the margins were a little bit more narrow than people expected. And by people, I mean the mass sentiment, which is in large part reported on by the mainstream media, so however truthful or a lie that is. And that's kind of where, the polls aren't there to figure out what people are thinking or what they're concerned about. The polls are there to play to this manipulation of follow the leader, kind of. Everyone wants to go with the popular side, so the polls kind of push this narrative toward whatever end goals the people generating the polls have, whether it's a liberal slant or a conservative slant, whatever it is, they're going to get that out of the poll. I could take a poll today and get whatever answers I'm looking for out of the poll just by asking loaded questions and targeting certain demographics. And when we read the polls, none of that's revealed. We don't know how the randomness was achieved. We don't know what the statistical significance is of things. A lot of times we don't even know what the specific question was. We just know the answer, and then sometimes a generalized piece of the question. So when we're reviewing the information, we think the question is A, and really the question was A plus a little bit of B that we didn't hear about, and that's kind of what it shapes. So there's all kinds of bias and tricks that go into polls, and that's why they're total crap. It's snake oil. It's not anything that's real. I don't even know why people still do them in the mainstream media, because no one I talk to or listen to believes the polls. Every time they reference a poll, they preface it with, if you can believe this. Well, if it's that shaky of evidence, why even point to it at all? So I don't know about these polls. I think that's it. If you want a poll, just talk to your friends, talk to your community, get some sense, step outside your box a little bit and get some sense of what people are really experiencing in real life as it pertains to you, because whatever problems you face are going to come out of that area, basically. So that's where you're connected closest. That's where all the information is coming from, really, that you can base your decisions on. So don't believe the mass mainstream sentiment of people in this region and people in that region. You honestly do not know until it comes right down to it. When the rubber meets the road, that's when you find out what a person is made of, what they stand for. And people can talk all kinds of talk up until that point, but you really don't know. People's minds change on a dime. And that's another reason why polls don't work. So we're going to see how this plays out. This is from The Guardian. If you want to follow along with this in real time, it's updated like every 15 seconds or something like that, which is that's the most neurotic thing I've seen today, is how frequently this map is updated. Are people that broke down about it? Probably. It's interesting how the technology's changed, and you can just do this now and find out. You don't have to do the math or nothing. Anyway, that's the news for now on this topic. I'll give you more updates, but it does look like Joe Biden's probably going to take it, and there's going to be a moderate contest for the recount in Georgia. So I'm predicting the future that we're not going to know Georgia until the end of November. We'll see how that goes.